Thought I needed stitches, but I just glued it back together. So wasted afternoon at the ER because the dock in the box doesn't do face stitches apparently. What we're gonna do now, I got a new stereo, a touchscreen doodad, and so I took out the CD player and the radio, which was surprisingly easy. It's just like 2 little clips on the side, and unplugged it. So I got my harness all soldered up, which was a royal pain. Not good at that. So I don't have to cut any wires. Should just plug it in. And I think the hard part is running the backup camera that I got, because other than that, plugging the stereo in should just take a second. So let's do that. So I got this stuff from Crutchfield, and of course they're just like, here, this is what you need also. So I got this little box, and I guess goes in here somehow. There you go. Well, that's a snug fit. We'll plug this plug in there. And then we got our harness for the new radio. It should just plug into the car harness. And then the other things we got to run while we're here is the reverse power and the camera, and I guess a USB cord. So I guess I'm going to try to mount it comes with a microphone, maybe like just hang it out up here, run the wire along here, pop this trim panel off down there, and then figure out how to fish it back across to the hole over there. Alrighty, so we're out back here. We're working with the backup camera kit I bought. Had all kinds of little different mounts, but I got this bar here that I think will tuck up right above the license plate, and I guess the license plate will go up underneath it like that. Not my favorite, but I think it'll do for now. Maybe in the future we'll figure out something that looks like a little bit better, fabricate something fancy. So alright, so we've got the microphone run, we have the backup camera wire run to the back. It's not all hooked up. Of course, the reverse lights don't work on this thing, so I'll have to fix that before I can wire it into the reverse lights to turn the camera on. We got to do the GPS module. Sticky pad, I'm just going to stick it down right behind there. So I never really thought about how like CarPlay works, that it's not getting GPS from your phone, it's getting GPS from the device. But anyway, it has GPS, so we'll hook that up. We'll figure out these little brackets. I think they slide into the factory ones, but we got to bolt them on here or do some brackets. I hadn't read the instructions. Alright, I think we got this mess of wires hooked up correctly. I guess there's 2 ways you can turn the rear camera on. You can have power from reverse go to the radio, and then the radio sends power to the camera. The camera instructions tell you to hook the power up back there and send the signal to turn the camera on up here. So that's how I did it, because you still got to wire the ground and the power up back there to the camera. You know, trailer lights and everything are right there, so I think it'll be easy enough to wire it into reverse back there. But we'll go and pop this thing in here and get this mess going back here. Alrighty. Nice. It's working. Alright, well, we'll see how that goes. I still gotta like fit the panel and like trim it, and it came with a bezel and all that, but yeah, so this will have to go on at some point. to deal with that. Actually, it goes this way. Alright, so I bought this double USB wire. The plan is to mount it in this hole here, and then I can plug in the USBs into the CarPlay unit, so you'll have your USBs here, and then it'll also be CarPlay, and then there's still two 12-volt plugs there. Oh yeah. I guess this is some kind of ashtray thing. I don't know. Oh, it's a light bulb for the ashtray. Very important. I wonder how it knows when to turn on and off. Oh yeah. These cords are so long. Yeah, so I think that'll work. All right, so I used my giant step bit, opened up the hole in this thing, took it inside and washed it. And now I think we can just put it through here. Yep, very nice flush finish. Massive cables over there. Yeesh. All right, so I'm working on the trailer connection, and I needed a 5 flat, which has the blue wire for the backup lights, which disconnects the surge brakes. This is what was on there, which has the 4 wires I need, minus the ground, which is the 5th, but then the output for your trailer only has the 3 plus the ground. So I just made my own. We have these weather pack connectors at work. Then I soldered in a bunch of connections for, all right, when you put it in reverse, it turns the backup camera on. This is a ground for the trailer, and the backup camera plugs into a wire under there. I was trying to make it so I could just like take this harness out if it needed repair or changed or new camera or whatever. So what we're gonna do is take these connectors off and heat shrink and put it back together and stick it on and see if it works. Pull it out. I got some hot melt glue. I was thinking I would just put some on here to kind of keep any moisture out. All right, this reverse wire looks ridiculous, but I figured that's why I would do it here rather than jacking up the actual wiring harness on the car. If this ever goes haywire, I can always just like replace this one piece or do whatever I need to. All right, so here's the stock harness pieces. And then I got a little ground attached to the frame up there. So plug this side in here and then plug the other side in. Okay, got that right. We'll plug our ground in. And then this is the wire that goes to the front of the car. This goes to the camera. So then this is the camera wire here. So the camera's plugged in. And then this wire goes to one of my T-taps here. All right, I got everything plugged in. This will be for my trailer connection. I just got it hanging out. Of course, we'll have to get all these wires buttoned up, but let's go see if it works. All right, well, I forgot that the transmission switch doesn't work, so I just use a little piece of wire to jump it. But good news is the camera is definitely working. So, you know, that's good. All right, so we wrapped up the stereo and the backup camera, got everything working good on that. That turned into be a pretty good project with the backup camera and the trailer wiring and everything. Next up, we're recovering the driver's seat. We got new leather for it, and then we are putting a dash skin over the dashboard, cover up all the cracks, and that'll pretty much wrap up the interior. So thanks for watching. Stick around, like and subscribe.